you. It's a privilege today to introduce Representative John Hardister. John and I first met when we both ran for the House of Representatives in neighboring districts. I'm in High Point, John's in Greensboro. And we both got our heads handed to us, but that was fine. So I said, forget it, I'm done with this. And John stuck it out, continued to work hard, continued to stick with it. And now he's a freshman fighter in the House, and he'll be there. He's got a very safe seat, so John should be there for at least 10 years. So it's good to have a nice, strong charter supporter in the legislature. And on a personal note, John was at our house a few months ago, and I don't mean to embarrass you, but we have a little dog, a Morkie, which is half Yorkie, half Maltese. It's about this little 4-pound pup, and we almost had to beat the dog off John with a stick, because the puppy was all over John, and when John left, my wife said, you know what, dogs are good judges of character. And she said, we almost had to, not let the dog go home with John, so our puppy likes John very much, so she's a good judge of character, so I think that bleeds into everything he does. He's got a lot of character, a lot of integrity, and there have been stories already where people in leadership have asked him to support things, and he's gotten up and said, I don't feel that's the right thing to do. I can't do that. So integrity is very strong in this one, as they say. The force is strong in this one. So with that, I'd like to introduce Representative John Hardister.
Thanks, Paul.
The force is strong with this one.
Thanks. Well, I think it's still morning, so I'll say good morning. I hope everybody's doing well. It is an honor to be here today, and Paul, I appreciate the kind words. His dog was very friendly and seemed to like me a lot, so and hopefully that's a good sign. But let me give you a little background on myself. I'm from Guilford County. I've lived in Greensboro all my life. I kind of fell into politics, to be honest with you, and Paul kind of touched on that a moment ago. But I ran for State House for the first time in 2010. And I ran in a very difficult district, and put up a good fight, and didn't quite make it, but it was a good experience. I thought I'd try again. So 2 years later, I was fortunate to get elected, and I became interested in politics at a young age. I studied political science in college, and I worked for Congressman Howard Coble as an intern, and so that kind of heightened my interest in politics. And one time I was having dinner with a friend, and we're talking about political issues, which was normal because we talk politics a lot. And he said, well, we need a candidate to run in this district, and would you like to do it? So I think I'm too young. I was 27 years old at the time. And he said, no, you can do it. There's a gentleman in the State House who got elected at the age of 22. I said, well, maybe I can do it. So I gave it a run and didn't quite make it, but 2 years later I made it. And so far it's been a great experience. It is a lot of hard work. There's a ton of issues out there. But education is the most important issue because children are our future. They're going to secure our future economically. Everything belongs to our children. They're the ones who are going to secure our future. And also education is the largest part of our state budget. And so we have to take steps to try to improve our economy. You've heard a lot of talk about tax reform, about the state budget. The governor came out with his budget recently. You've heard talk about unemployment insurance, and all of these issues are important. But I became very interested in education about 2 years ago. I had the opportunity to serve on a board of a charter school, and that's Greensboro Academy in Guilford County. And with that, I'd like to pause for a moment. Do we have anybody in here from Guilford County? Yes, Mary Catherine's here. She's with Cornerstone, and she's just getting that school started. She's worked very hard. I'm proud of her, and you're going to do a great job. But the Alliance has done a fantastic job supporting charter schools and providing legislators such as myself with ideas on how to improve our charter school system in North Carolina. As you know, the cap has been lifted. I think that was a great success, but there are other measures that we'll need to take in order to improve our charter school system. And I don't know what all those answers are, but we do, and we can figure it out together. And that's what the Alliance does. It helps people come together who understand charter schools and share ideas. And so I've tried my best to hit the ground running to get some legislation moving. And I have a bill that's on the House floor right now that passed second reading on Wednesday, and it'll be up for third reading on Tuesday. The House won't meet on Monday because I believe it's Passover and we're going to take a holiday. But this bill, and a lot of you have heard about it, I'm honored that the Alliance is supporting the bill. And what it does is it addresses enrollment procedures for charter schools. And it does a few things. One, it will allow preferential enrollment for the children of all school employees, not just teachers and principals. Secondly, is if a child were to leave a charter school for a period of less than 2 years, then that child can have preferential enrollment to come back, but only if the child left to study in an academic program or if the child left because their parents had to relocate. And then the other thing it does is it allows all siblings to enter a school through a lottery, not just half and step siblings. And another thing that we added in committee is board members. It will allow preferential enrollment for the children of board members for the first 3 years of a school's operation. Now, we had some discussion on that. There were some people who thought that board members should have preferential enrollment for their children indefinitely. And as a former board member, I wasn't 100% comfortable with that because I was concerned people might try to get on a board just to get their children into the school. But I felt that the first 3 years of the school's operation can be very difficult. As many of you know, getting the school started, so a lot of those board members that come in early work very hard. They're heavily invested in the school. And by the way, this is all flexibility for charter schools. We're not mandating that they do this. We want to allow you to set your own enrollment procedures. I don't want the state to micromanage, and we've had some disagreements in the House, including members in my own party, and Debbie Clary knows what I'm talking about. But they wanted the siblings issue, the enrollment issue for siblings to be a mandate, to be uniform across the state, and that's a valid position, and I understand where certain members were coming from. However, I don't want to micromanage. I want to allow as much flexibility as possible to charter schools because as we all know, charter schools are not one size fits all. Every child's different, every child's unique. I want to allow parents and teachers as much flexibility as possible to address the needs of each individual child. And so that's where I'm coming from. And my philosophy here is that charter schools are a very important part of our public school system. And I've visited many charter schools, and I've seen how involved parents are. And teachers are very involved. And I've been to schools, and I can see how happy the kids are. In a lot of cases, they're performing well in their test scores. And so moving forward, what I'm asking for you is to stay involved with the Alliance and to keep providing us with ideas and directions, because legislators don't, and it's no surprise, we don't have all the answers. And we need your help. We need your input. And I'm looking forward to working with you all in the future and trying to move the state in the right direction. And thank you very much for having me today.
You get to come back up here. We've got a certificate for you on behalf of the Alliance. We're awarding you a certificate as the North Carolina Legislative Freshman Trailblazer for 2013 for your pioneering work in helping charter schools recruit and retain the best possible employees through his innovative legislation.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good.
Wow. Can I say a few words on that?
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much. This is a great honor. This is the first award that I've won as a legislator. So I really do appreciate it. And I look forward to working with you all, and hopefully I can work even harder to earn this award even more. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.